Okay. All right, so that would be all.
Yeah. Well, you can run, but you cannot hide. This is notice that we are giving them. We are putting the whole country on notice. So if an individual officer knows that he is conducting himself well according to law, why would you be running away from service? So the fact that they are running away from service means that they intend to become fugitives of the law. And you know what it means when you get arrested. The injunction application has already been served on the Electoral Commission. So the one who received the service is Daniel Nyamiche at the headquarters of the Electoral Commission. So the Electoral Commission has been served. Bosman Asare, Dr. Bosman Asare has acknowledged receipt of the application, and the director of CID, Faustina Andokofi, appears to ignore the process and has asked the EC to continue. So if Andokofi is allowing the process to continue, she would bear the consequences of her action. And the rest of the questions, it has been answered. I'm saying that, look, if you all sign a declaration here that we are going to commit crime, does that make the commission of the killing of the person legal? It does not. It's conspiracy to commit crime. And they can deal with all of you. And I'm saying, as leader of this party, that I'm not involved in anything that has, arrived at any consensus to do anything anywhere. And when there is a declaration, nobody can do any other declaration. You resort to court. If Afenyo Markin is listening, you go to court. All these charges about I declared under duress and so on, they will be part of the evidence that will lead in court that I did this under duress. And then the elements of duress will be investigated, the particulars of the duress will be investigated. And then it will take the court to make a pronouncement on your claim. So you can't say that an electoral officer has told you that he declared the results, but he was pressurized to declare it. So you are going to call that person to come and recollate and redeclare. It hasn't happened anyway. If that is the case, the process will go on ad infinitum, because anybody in any of the constituencies can come out and claim that he or she was asked to declare under duress. So what do? You have to go and open up. That is why the law is very, very clear that once the declaration has been made, you can only question that declaration in a court of law. And in the case of parliamentary, it's the High Court. So you proceed. And we have precedences, several precedences of this. Taking myself, only in 2020, it was after the declaration, we brought all the pin sheet down here to the Electoral Commission headquarters in Accra. Our MPs who led the work to present those documents were beaten up by the police. And the Electoral Commission said, you should go to court. Even where we have all the figures and the tally indicate that the officer there was wrong. So we went to court. So what has changed? And incidentally, they are now talking about the same Techiman Act, where they are claiming that some declaration was done wrongly. So now they are calling to now recollate and redeclare. So it's like when it falls this way, then it is not allowed. But when it is that way, then it is allowed. In 2016, when we complained initially about the results that were being collated, collation had not ended. Presidential collation had not ended. Peace Council members came to President Mahamad's office and sought to find out from us what we thought they could do, because we had addressed the press that wrong things were being done. So they followed up to President Mahamad's office to try to find out whether they could be of any help, because they heard us appealing to them. And we said that, look, the pink sheets are there. Things that are being done, we believe are wrong. So can we all meet at a place, MPP, NDC, in the presence of external observers? Then we all go through the collation, and whatever the figures will come out, we will all accept. That was where they were talking about, and changing figures, talking and changing figures. So we said, let us deal with this thing once and for all. Can we all meet and resolve it? Peace Council agreed to go and consult the other side. Indeed, they went to consult the Electoral Commission, and they consulted MPP, and they consulted the external observers, and they actually gave us a time, I think 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, for all of us to meet at Kempinski Hotel for this exercise to be done. That was where collation had not completed, but we found serious problems with what they were announcing. And that was the reason the Electoral Commission invited our agents from the strong room to be briefed about in her office. And so when they had that information, they were now proceeding to go and see President Mahama so that we will all reconverge at the Kempinski Hotel for the exercise that we all agreed to undertake. When they were on their way to President Mahamad's office, Jim Mensah was declaring results. And the claim was that if we didn't agree to anything, we should go to court. We went to court asking her to come and mount the witness box and tell us the basis of her declaration, because we have had about 4 or 5 different set of figures that has been announced. So we can only get to the bottom when she tells us what figures total which results she declared. Our case was simple. Because you have declared results. And we said that give us the figures whose total come up to that result. And the court blocked her from accounting to the nation and turned around to say that we who were demanding that she should tell us the total of her work, we should rather be our pink sheet. What they are doing now, subsequently, when we brought pink sheets in the case of some constituency election results, as we did in Techiman, Electoral Commission managed to produce some figures which were completely different from those they had signed to and given copies to us. So this conduct is undermining a key transparency measure where we are going now, and by the ruling of the Wenchi court in the case of the Techiman issue, is that even if you are holding a pink sheet signed by Electoral Commission, it's useless. If Electoral Commission is able to get another pink sheet whose figures are different, then you must go according to Electoral Commission figures. So what check would the political parties have against the Electoral Commission officials themselves engaging in fraud? Nothing. So it's a major issue we will be addressing in the next government to make sure that we restore the credibility of the Electoral Commission and the confidence Ghanaians had in our commission before the advent of Madam Ghanaians. So I think we have, and then somebody was saying because we did what? It is neither here nor there. If we want to follow it, because me, if I went round and everywhere that we lost, I bring them and say that, okay, the declaration, my claim is that the declarations were done under duress. What will prevent them from recollating? It will be a chaotic situation. So it's not about anybody winning or losing. In fact, all the constituencies they are dealing with there, I don't think any of them is in our tally as at now. But we still have won, over 180 something seats. So we are just looking for the right things to be done according to law. It's not about winning the election. They themselves, even before the declaration of the results, they themselves had come to tell us that they have lost. But it is not about winning or losing. It's about making sure that the democratic process is followed. And that is why we are doing what we are doing. So thank you very much. We have already crossed two-thirds majority. And nothing can change that one. But we still want to insist that the right thing is done, because the mandate of the people in those various constituencies also matter.
A very important one, like the front report and the protest about Malik of Facebook is organizing 5,000 at the police personnel. I think in a way, for the peace of the nation.
Your what?
Malik Basantel on Facebook.
I'll give you Malik Basantele's number.
I know it's 12 o'clock. Some of you will be going to give, so just